Celebrities are here today. They've come to work, not just to play. Charities will get the dough. So deal out the cards. Let's start the show on Cut Sharks. And here's the host of Cut Sharks, Jim Carrey.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much. I hope you had a lot of turkey yesterday, and welcome back to Cut Sharks. Thank you. Nice to have you here. I do hope you've been with us for the entire 3 weeks, because it has been exciting with some of your favorite actors and actresses playing for their favorite charities. No one's made less than $5,000. We're delighted about that for their charity. But we are down now to the nitty-gritty. We are down to the final 2 players, and someone is going to win an additional $25,000 for their favorite charity in just a couple of moments. So let's open up the board, get to the cards. We'll bring back our 2 finalists, and we welcome Meredith McRae and Vicki Lawrence. Hello, Meredith.
Hello there.
Nice to see you.
I'm
Vicki,
nervous.
you're nervous?
I've changed my clothes twice today, I want you to know.
Yeah, it gets kind of pressure. Hi, Vic. You a little nervous too, Vic?
No, I'm fine. Bill just gave me some words of encouragement.
Oh, yes. Well, any words of encouragement from Bill Daly,
Yes.
it's got to be very worthwhile.
Uh-huh. You bet.
For sure.
You are playing for whom, once again?
For United Cerebral Palsy.
Something I know you definitely believe in.
I
You do a lot of
certainly do.
telethons for them. And Vicki Lawrence, how about you?
I'm playing for the Jonas Salk Institute for Cancer Research.
Also very worthwhile. Now, just a gentle reminder here, with the $25,000 at stake, of course, the money cards have nothing to do with it. It's $25,000 to the winner of the match. As always, the best 2 out of 3. And as we left off, game number 1 was won by Meredith McRae. So if she can win this game, it is another $25,000 for United Cerebral Palsy. And the Salk Institute will benefit if Vicki can win 2 in a row. So we start game 2, and it goes to Vicki. Vicki, we asked 100 married women, does your mother-in-law treat you like dirt? How many married women said their mother-in-law does treat them like dirt?
Tough. See, the trick here is to figure out how many of these people really told the truth, I've decided, you know?
Well, I say from time to time to our regular players that, of course, all the polls are confidential. Now, obviously, how much they will...
still.
Well, how much will they believe themselves and think themselves, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
But it is a confidential poll, that I can assure
taking all
you.
this into consideration,
So how many married women said their mother-in-law does treat them like dirt?
I'll say 40.
40 out of 100 married women said mother-in-law treats them like dirt. Higher or lower, Meredith?
Well, that's what I was going to say, 40.
So
But
you're
I
on
can't
the
say
spot.
40 now because Vicki said it. I don't think so. I think some mother-in-laws might want to treat us like dirt, but they don't. I'm going to say lower.
Lower than that. If it's lower, you'll play your cards. If not, Vicki plays her cards. And, of course, if you can hit it right on the head, it is a $500 bonus. The actual number of married women who said their mother-in-law does treat them like dirt is 15, very much lower. Meredith gets the first play of the cards, and Meredith has a 6.
I'm going to change it.
You win the question, you can change it. An 8, you're up the middle. Wow.
Okay, higher.
Higher than an 8. No, a 5 is not higher. Vicki gets the first break, a free chance at a 6.
I'll say higher.
Higher than a 6. No, a 2 is not higher. Janice will fill in the spaces. No
we don't
one
get
advances.
to get rid of those cards.
And a question to you, Meredith. Meredith, we asked 100 single women. Do the men in your life measure up to the men in your dreams? How many women said the men in their life do measure up to the men in their dreams?
You're determined to get me in trouble on this show, Jim. I don't think so. I think, unfortunately, that we're still of a generation where we wanted a white knight and a white horse and shining armor and everything. And I think the question is how many men...
The only one you got was the man from Glad, right?
How many men do measure up? Is that how it's
many
worded?
men said women said the men in their life really do measure up to the men in their dreams?
Do measure
How many
up.
do?
Okay, I'm going to say that they don't measure up, and I'm going to say 38.
38 out of 100 said
But
they
that
do.
means... No, wait, that means...
That's right. That's in line with your thinking.
That is...
A lower number say they do measure up. 38 say they do measure
that's
up.
right.
It sounded like that's where your thinking was going.
This pressure is just exhausting.
Well, how are you equal to it now? Higher or lower than 38? Say they do measure up.
Oh, this is married women now?
This is single women.
Single women.
Single women.
Boy, you guys were a lot of help last time. I'm going to say that possibly they delude themselves. If they're single, I see they have the option of changing. I'm going to say higher.
Higher
I don't know
than
what
that.
I'm talking about.
Well, if you're saying they delude themselves, you would indeed say higher. Let's find out. The actual number of single women who said the men in their life do measure up to the men in their dreams is 40, just a little higher. Vicky, by 2. Vicky has it with a 6.
Change that. Ugh,
Getting rid of
please.
the 6 with a jack.
I'll say lower.
Lower than a jack. Yes, a 4.
I'll say higher.
Higher than a 4. A queen.
I'll say lower.
Lower than a queen. A 7.
Oh, I'm going to freeze.
We move over the freeze bar.
I am
Vicky
such
needs
a chicken.
1 card to tie up the match. Question 3 to Vicky. Vicky, we asked 100 women, do you have a secret desire to do a striptease in public? How many women said they do have a secret desire to do a striptease in public? You're looking at me funny.
What? I don't know. I think all women, you know, that's
You
kind
notice
of
how
a
she's starting to move a little
fantasy.
bit to the rhythm
yeah,
there?
no,
Let's
that's a
try.
fantasy, you know, to kind of maybe be a stripper or something like that, but in public, too, I don't know.
Why are you thinking?
I mean, I might enjoy doing it for Al, but I don't know about for everybody. Oh.
How many do have that secret
Wait a minute. A secret desire. I'm going to say 39.
39 out of 100 say they have a secret desire to do a striptease.
I don't think so. I don't think that a lot of women really do want to do that in public. Oh, this is such pressure. I'm going to say, what is it? What did Vicky say, 39?
39 out of 100 women
Have the
do have
desire.
a secret desire to do a striptease.
I'm gonna say lower.
Even lower than that. Sounds like you don't. The actual
you're
number
a
of
bunch of
women who
dirty
said
old
they
men.
have a secret desire to do a striptease in public is 9. Very much lower. Very much lower. Not many. Meredith, you've got that
I'm
middle
going to
card.
change that
Now
eight,
you can
for
get
sure.
rid of it. An ace.
Oh, all right, lower.
Lower than the ace. A king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. An 8.
Freeze.
And we move over the freeze bar, and now Meredith needs 2 cards. Vicky needs 1 card. Sudden death coming at you right after this commercial break. The tension mouse. I'm busting my buttons with the tension.
It's all the tension. It's
Meredith has game 1, and now with Meredith up the middle with an 8 needing 2 cards. Vicky near the middle with a 7 needs 1 card, and this is sudden death in this game, and it could be the deciding one if Meredith gets it. Meredith, we found 100 women who are married to a divorced man, who married a divorced man. And we asked these women, now that you're married to your husband, do you understand why his first wife divorced him? How many women
Of course,
say
you don't
yeah?
tell us how long they've been married, right?
No. How many women said, yeah, now that they've married him, they do understand why their husband's first wife divorced him?
Well, they say that you carry your problems along with you, so I would assume that the man hasn't changed very much. And I would say that 57 said yes.
57 out of 100
But they
said,
understand why.
yeah, they understand why the first wife divorced him.
Boy, I don't know. In all of the personal instances that I can think of, the second wife is not much at all like the first wife, and so...
Could
Gee,
we
you
have a
guys
little
wanna hold
quiet
it
so
down?
they
We're
can
trying to work up
concentrate
here,
over
you
there,
know?
will you? Our
Trying to be
producer is
clever
crawling
and
home
cute.
to get letters from his mother.
I
Would you be
mean, is
quiet
this
and let her
rude?
concentrate? 57 said
Really?
Meredith.
Thank you, Bill.
Now, 57 out of
I have
100
no
women
idea
said...
where I am or
All
what we were talking
57
about.
out of 100 women, says Meredith, said yes, now that they married him, they understand why their husband's first wife divorced him. Higher or lower?
I'm going to say lower.
Lower than that. You figured
Yeah.
changed, little different. The actual number of women who said now that they married him, they do understand why their husband's first wife divorced him is 48. It is lower. Vicky gets controlled. Now,
gosh.
sudden death, Vicky, big decision for you right now. You have a 7. You could change it if you'd like. Try to turn over 1 card. Meredith is up the middle with an 8. She needs 2 cards. You can play it yourself or pass it to Meredith.
I'm going to, I think, go with the odds that Meredith's going to have trouble calling that 8. I'm going to pass it and pray, and
You're
I will
gonna
be
pass
back
it.
later.
All right. Meredith, you must play the middle card, the 8.
I'm gonna play it
Call
and
these
pray.
2 cards right, and United Cerebral Palsy is $25,000 richer. If not, we have a tie. What do you say?
Lower.
Is it lower than an 8? No, it's not. We have a tie. Vicky ties it up with the pressure on, getting control in sudden death. Tough card with that middle card, the 8. We set up for the tiebreaker. We come right down to the wire. 3 cards up there, 3 questions here, and this will decide it. Vicki, we asked 100 married women, if your husband took up magic as a hobby, would you trust him enough to let him saw you in half? How many women would trust their husband to saw them in half?
Oh, gosh, well, oh, you guys have been absolutely no help at all. You know that? I wouldn't even be here if I listened to you. Let me think. Now, just let me think. First of all, we all know that magic is illusion.
Right.
So if the guy's been practicing it, hopefully he's got the thing down, you know? So I'm going to say that most women would say, sure, honey, go for it. And I'll say 68 people.
68 out of 100 married women said they would trust their husband to saw them in half if he took up magic.
I must say, I agree with Vicki. I do. I think that a lot of women would trust their husbands. But I will say that I think it'll be lower than that, though I do agree with her that they would trust him because they figured they'd know the trick. But I say lower.
As we found out yesterday, my wife won't even trust me carving the turkey, let alone her. 68 and lower. The actual number of married women who would trust their husband to saw them in half is 28. Very much lower. Meredith.
28.
Meredith starts off the tiebreaker with a 9.
Change it.
I don't have to tell you how big a change it is with just 3 cards. A jack is better.
Lower.
Lower than a jack. A 4.
Higher.
If this card is higher, Meredith wins it all and another $25,000. No! No, it's not higher. Vicki is still in it with a free chance at a 7. You cannot change it. You did not win the question.
You see what a lot of help you people are? I'm going to say higher.
Is it higher than a 7? Yes, a 10.
I'll say lower.
She's going to go for it, and the Salk Institute is $25,000 richer if this is lower. Yes! Vicki Lawrence wins it all. Wow. Come on down here, the 2 of you. You are sensational. Congratulations, Vic. Believe it. Lovely. You were wonderful. Right
What a
down to the
match.
wire. Great match, right down to the wire. And it is the Salk Institute for Biological Studies that comes out the winner in this with another $25,000. We'll be right back right after we take time out for this. Well, I'm delighted to say we have time for a consolation game, so Janice is dealing out 2 brand new decks of cards, and we welcome back Bill Daly and Ross Martin.
Yeah, let's hear it for Ross Martin, Bill Daly.
Yeah, we have time, so we're going to play 1 game, and the 1 game will be worth, since we don't have time for 2,
We get to
it'll be
win the
worth
girl, the red sweater,
$200.
right?
$200 for your charity for the
whatever you
game,
say. Right,
and
right.
another crack at the money cards. That's the
Anything
important
you say.
thing.
I want to go home, right?
Who's it for, Bill? Who are you playing
It's
for?
for myself. I've been so long. The American Cancer Society. Right?
And you are playing, Ross?
I'm playing for the Cancer Immunization Center at UCLA.
Very hard to say.
All right. Good.
I had that one, but I couldn't say it.
You guys are good players. Got right down to the
I
wire.
said, give me an easy charity that I can say.
Delighted to give you another crack at the
The girl
money.
in a red sweater is mine. After
He's
the show.
doing anything for a laugh. The
That's
truth
what
is,
he wants
I
to
picked
throw you
that.
off.
I picked that
I
charity.
picked that
Bill?
charity, right.
Bill, we asked 100 newlywed men. Now that
Good
you're
for
a
you.
married man, newlywed men.
We have
Now
100
that you're a
women.
married man, do you feel guilty when you daydream about other women? How many newlywed men do feel guilty when they daydream about other women?
Well, I'm married and have a nice marriage, and I daydream about other people. And I don't think they feel guilty, right? Because it's quiet and nobody knows about it.
Well, how
I
many
would say
do?
that would be a very low number. Let's go about 37 on that.
37 out of 100 do feel guilty about daydreaming about other women. Higher or lower?
Don't help him. Don't help him.
Now, this is of those who have already dreamt about other women.
These are newlywed men.
who have dreamt about other women.
Well, it says, do you feel guilty when you daydream?
When you daydream about
That's
other
what
women.
daydream.
That wasn't
Yeah, 37 is a good number. I would say it's lower.
Lower than that. The actual number of newlywed men who feel guilty when they daydream about other women is 18. It's lower. Ross has it. And it's Ross Martin who starts off with a 9.
I want to change that.
9 becomes a 3. Good change.
Higher.
Higher than a 3. Oh, no, a 2 is not higher. Bill Daly with a
been
free
the story
chance
of
to
my
play
life
a
today.
jack.
Oh, hi. Change it. I don't like that
You cannot change it.
That's what I said. Let's not change that card. I've been playing this for 9 years. I just don't know what the heck I'm doing. Okay, I can't change it. Let's go lower.
Lower than a jack. A 2.
Hey. Oh, that's a good card. That's a good card. Higher. Oh, that's a good card.
Higher than a 2, a 9.
Hey. Can I freeze? I wonder if I should freeze on
You
that.
can freeze or continue. Your decision.
Let's freeze. Let's stay
You're
on
gonna
that.
freeze.
Freeze on that. I don't like that.
Channels will fill in the spaces. The question to Ross. There's a signal that we're running out of time.
Card.
We do want to give someone another crack at the big money. That signal means that this becomes sudden death. This game must be won on this play of the cards.
Also means
Ross, we asked 100 married women. Do you own one outfit that's so tight you can't get into it or out of it without your husband's help? How many women do own an outfit they can't get into or out of without their husband's help?
I'd say that figure is pretty high. Most of them do need help for that. I'd say, no, it's even more than that. It's about 64.
64 out of 100 say they have an outfit where they need help.
That's so rough on me because I have a young, beautiful wife with a great figure. That's
How many?
so hard
Higher
for
or lower,
me.
Bill?
Gosh. Answer once more, real fast. Answer that.
64 say that they do have an outfit that they can't get into or out of without their husband's help. Quickly now.
64. I'm sorry. I got to go lower than that.
Lower than that. The actual number of married women who own an outfit they can't get into or out of without their husband's help is 38. Yeah. You're right, Bill. It is lower. Bill, you can play it for 2 cards.
Change that card.
You want to play it or you can pass it to Ross.
No,
Your
I want to
decision.
change that card and play it.
You're going to try to do it
I
yourself.
want to change that card and
Then
play
you
it.
must turn them both over or Ross wins it. And he starts with an 8 up the middle. What's it going to be? And you've got to call them both.
Higher. I got to go higher.
Is it higher? No, it's not. And Ross Martin wins it and gets one more crack for his charity, the UCLA Cancer Immunization Center, right after this. Well, we're running short of time. Ross Martin cut the money cards. They've been dealt out in front of the audience. Are you ready?
I am. I sure am.
Here's $200. Let's see if we can make a bundle. Come on, let's finish it up big. Thank you, Lois. 200. Ross starts with a 7.
I'd like to change that.
All right, let's see if we can improve it. You must play this. That's a good change, a king.
All of it. Lower.
Trying to double it for 400. Lower. Yes, with a queen.
All of it. Lower.
For 800. Lower. Oh, no. Oh. Too many big cards in a row. You're not out of it, though. It's a good card. We're going to move it up and give you the other 200. There are 4 to go. Let's make some money.
All of it. Lower.
And now it's all or nothing for 400. Lower. Yes, with a 5. Finally, we saw a low one.
I've got what? 400. Let's take 100 higher.
$100 higher than a 5. Yes, with a 9. 500
Let's take
and near the middle.
200 of the 500 lower.
200 on the 9.
Wait a moment. No, let's take 50 lower.
All right, the 8 is the middle card. That's a pretty bad card, so he takes the minimum bet. $50.
$50 lower.
Oh, I'm glad you held back because you've got 450 when we move up a 10, which you do not have to play.
I can change that?
You can change that.
Let's change that.
All right, let's see a good one. Come on. For Ross and a 9. Ross, you must bet at least $225. You have $450
I have
and a
450.
9.
I want to give something decent to the charity. I'm going to bet all 450 lower.
All right. It's a near middle card, but it is $900 that can do a lot of good if this card is lower. And it is! All right. You know, when you put your mind to it like that and say, I'm going to do it. I remember you did that last week. Come on down here. That works for you. Super job. Added another $900. You've done very well.
I've been very fortunate.
You're a good player. You're a nice man. And we are going to have all of our totals and bring out the 4 finalists. We'll tell you how it all wraps up in a moment right after this commercial break. We are back. Pardon me. We're running around trying to check out all the figures. Let's see. Here's the way it comes out. We have, let's see, Greg Malavy for the Sierra Club won $5,000 for his charity. Marianne Mobley for Share was $5,000. Marcia Wallace for United Cerebral Palsy, $5,000. Avery Schreiber for Amyoptric Lateral Sclerosis Society was $5,000. And these 4 nice people who came out here in the finals, Meredith McRae, United Cerebral Palsy, one of her favorites, $5,000 we're delighted about. And Bill Daly, playing for the American Cancer Society, won $6,000. That is super. Man that finishes the runner-up for the UCLA Cancer Immunization Center, Ross Martin, $12,700 for them. That is nice. But the big winner, and the big winner indeed, is the charity, the Salk Institute for Biological Studies through Vicki Lawrence, $38,800. Wow, that's super. Thank you. And most important, these 3 weeks during this tournament, and it couldn't be a better way to give it away. We have given away to charity. What a nice way to celebrate Thanksgiving. $78,700 from all of these nice people, Card Sharks and NBC. You had fun? Thank you. You are great players. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, Meredith. My thanks, Bill and Ross. Thank you, as always, for joining us. We'll see you again on Monday on Card Sharks. Bye-bye, my friends.
Double.
Yes, baby! Game's on now.
Double the money.
$100,000 bet.
Double the deception.
Ain't bluffing fun.
It is when you get away with it.
Double the trash talk.
I just can't believe how poorly you guys play.
You people are so sick. I love it.
2 solid hours of the only real cash game on TV. High stakes poker. 2 solid hours starting Monday night at 8. Followed by World Series of Blackjack at 10. Only on GSN.
Oh, that's a good card. That's a good card. Higher. Oh, that's a good card.
2 and 9.
Hey. Can I freeze? I wonder if I should freeze on
You
that.
can freeze or continue. Your decision.
Let's freeze. Let's stay
You're
on
gonna
that.
freeze.
On that. I don't like that.
And this will fill in the spaces. The question to Ross. There's a signal that we're running out of
tough
time.
card.
We do want to give someone